Donald Trump has been shuttling between courtrooms and campaign trails. While the gag order might be keeping him quiet around courts, his campaigning speeches are making a lot of noise, all the way to Europe.
We've seen what happened when Europe opened their doors to Jihad. Look at Paris, look at London. They're no longer recognizable.
Let me give you context to that. Visuals like the ones on your screens have become common across universities in the US. The students have been protesting against US's funding to Israel that is flattening the Gaza Strip. The protests turned ugly, and law enforcement were called to force the students out of the campuses. Trump said the police raid was a beautiful thing to watch.
To every college president, I say remove the encampments immediately, vanquish the radicals, and take back our campuses for all of the normal students who want a safe place from which to learn. But when you see that video of raging lunatics and Hamas sympathizers at Columbia and other colleges, and you know, you saw it last night. That's one good thing that really happened. You saw it last night because New York was under siege last night.
Trump did not stop there. He said under no circumstances his government will bring refugees of Gaza to the US. In the same breath, Trump said that he will not allow Jihad to enter the country. He accused London and Paris of opening doors to Jihad.
We do not need a jihad in the United States of America. We do not need our once great cities to become hotbeds of terrorism. And on day one of the Trump presidency, I'm restoring the travel ban, suspending refugee admissions, and keeping terrorists the hell out of our country, like I had it before.
It was the first time Trump addressed his supporters since the hush money trial began. The former president strategically chose Wisconsin and Michigan to make these statements. Both are swing states this time. Polls show him locked in a close race with incumbent Joe Biden. Now to take this further, we are being joined by journalist and author Lynn O'Donnell live from London. Good to see you, Ms. O'Donnell. Hope you're doing well. I have a list with me at the moment. These are some promises Trump has made in the last 24 hours. He said he will bring glorious new peace in the world. He will build an iron dome like Israel. On day one of him taking office, he says he will begin the largest deportation in American history. Then he goes on to say he will keep jihad away from US by suspending refugee admissions, unlike London and Paris. How should one read into these statements from a foreign policy angle?
Hi, thanks for having me. I think this is nothing new from Trump. You'll remember that in 2016, he also sounded the dog whistle of Islamophobia around his election. And then as soon as he was confirmed in power, he introduced the ban on immigration and refugees from mainly Muslim countries, and it was called the Muslim ban for a good reason. And we've got to remember, I think, that a large part of his base is in the Christian evangelical fundamentalist belt of the United States. And so there is a great support for the state of Israel in amongst that community, and he's appealing to them. He needs that vote. And I think that a lot of mainstream media coverage very much underestimates the appeal that Trump has to that constituency and the size of that constituency. They are likely to come out and vote for him in very large numbers. So by resounding, as I called it, the dog whistle of Islamophobia, he's letting them know that their interests are at heart. And the same with the abuse, really quite abusive rhetoric towards students who are protesting on campuses across the country, across the United States. What he's trying to do is drive a wedge between communities, religious communities, Jews, Christians, Muslims, and also to denigrate the students who are rightly, from their own perspective, and because that's what students do across the world, protesting for something they believe in.
Ms. O'Donnell, you make a very interesting point there. Thank you so much for joining us here on WION and getting us all your perspective.
Thank you for having me.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.